Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm so excited to do. It is going to be my makeup monthly for the month of April. So this is where I review all of the products that I've been testing out over the past month or so, and I review them in a ranking style format, so from my least favorite to my top favorite. I do also do a shout out in these videos, and I do have one book that I gave a 5-star review to. So we have a lot to get through. Let's go ahead and get started. I did want to say I did some filming on this look on my, it'll be on my Instagram Reels, which is March Beauty Word. The last video, right, would have been the last video that I uploaded, the last video that I filmed was a top drugstore products and, you know, drugstore products that are better than high-end. And I don't know, I just started to get into some conversations with people of their favorite drugstore products, and then we started talking about all of the skin tints that are going on right now on the drugstore. So then I went to Ulta Beauty yesterday and I bought 4 skin tints. I'm not really sure what happened there. So I have the Wet n Wild on today, but I'm going to be testing all of them out so I can review them for you. Okay, I also bought a new brow pencil. Everyone was telling me to buy the LA Girl Shady Slim brow pencil. So we got some new stuff on my face. I have mostly affordable on my face today, including an eyeshadow palette that I will be reviewing in this video. So wanted to mention that. I think that's all I have to mention actually. Yes, okay. So we are counting down from 9 to 1. You know the drill. I have a few more than 9 items, but I have some collections in here and I'm just putting everything together. So let's start off at number 9. I'm a little shook that this product did not work out for me. Out of everything that I'm reviewing in today's video, I have a lot of products that I'm like, these are pretty decent. For the most part, like literally, I think 8 to 3, 2. I'm like, these are good. I like these. They're pretty good. Number 1, I really do enjoy. But this one coming in at number 9, I'm just a little bit surprised. This is from Tatcha. What? This is the Silk Powder. So this is their new loose powder that they came out with. They did send this to me in PR and I was very excited because I was going to purchase it myself. But it is $48, and I also wanted to purchase the Dior Powdered No Powder, which I did purchase in my latest Sephora haul, and I do use it in my latest trying new makeup video. So I also use this in a video trying new makeup. It is with the e.l.f. and Jen Atkin collection, and when I use it in there, I like on first application I was like, this is pretty fine. And it's one of those that I do feel like on first application, like when I first apply it, I'm like, okay, things look fine. And then after just a little bit of time passes, just a wee bit of time passes, my under eyes look so dry. The lines are so emphasized. And truly, so I tried this product and then moved. That video, trying the new makeup with e.l.f. and Jen Atkin and the Tatcha Powder, was the last video that I filmed in my old house. And then I was driving from Iowa to Las Vegas. So in that time, you know, everything is in boxes, all my stuff is packed up. I only have a small skincare bag that I'm working out of. I was blaming my skincare. I was like, I think it's because I don't have, I had just used up some of my more like thicker hydrating eye creams before I got on the road. So I was only using products that I would normally use in the AM, like the First Aid Beauty, their brightening, eye cream, and then also from Dermalogica, their like Stress Eye Lift, which is also more cooling. Those are ones that I've normally used in the AM, but I was also using them in the PM. So I was like, it's my eye cream. This is what's happening. Because when I got here and I got to Vegas and I started, you know, opening my boxes and testing out makeup, I was like, I need to keep trying out this Tatcha Powder. I need to be able to review it. So I kept wearing it and I kept wearing it, and I was I went out and I bought a new eye cream. I bought the one from Rock, like their retinol eye cream. I've heard a lot of people recommend it. I was like, something's wrong with my under eyes. It's definitely my skincare. It's the stress of the move. I'm in the desert. My skin has already changed. What's happening? No, it's just the Tatcha. It's literally just the Tatcha powder that was making my under eyes look so bad, because once I was like, I wonder if it possibly could potentially maybe be the Tatcha powder, and I started using my Charlotte Tilbury. Today I have on the number 7. I was like, oh, my under eyes look fine. This is a $48 powder, and I just, unfortunately, I just cannot recommend it. I would recommend the Dior. That's a pressed powder versus a loose powder, but I've really been enjoying the Dior more. The next handful are gonna be products that I like think are pretty fine, but you know, I feel like ranking videos are just so much fun. So I'm working on my next one already. Like I'm already excited for it. But at number 8, I actually have a pair of lashes. These are from Lola Lashes. This was my first time trying out Lola Lashes. I saw a girl on TikTok continually wearing these particular lashes and they looked so good on her that I went and bought them. They are $18 for the lashes, so you know, pretty high up there. So I got the style Amber, and I've worn them a handful of times now. They are more dramatic, longer lashes. I feel like there's only certain eye looks that I can pull them off with, and I was a little bit surprised because when she wears them, they actually look very natural. It has just like larger eyes. I don't feel like I have super small eyes, but I also don't have like really large eyes, and I'm like, I don't know, is that why they look so different? Because I thought they were gonna be more natural for a false lash, but they are definitely very dramatic. They're not super heavy. I don't like lashes that are very heavy on me or the bands are too thick, so that's good. But it's kind of like I'm only gonna reach for these a handful of times because of the more dramatic style. So the actual lash I don't think is bad. Like I said, I don't think the band is bad, anything like that. It's just the actual style of lash. So I just want to make sure that I'm saying that. But again, ranking of like how I like these products and how I'm going to get on with them, I'm like, oh, I'm probably not going to reach for these all that often, but they're pretty good. At number 7 is the only product since I've started filming in Vegas, the only product that I cannot find. I know I packed it. I remember seeing it in a box. I packed a lot in these like clear containers that I'd gotten from the container store. And I know that I can remember seeing it was like on the side. I could see it. I was like, oh, there's my Dr. Jart color corrector. Can't find it. And I think it's just because I haven't gotten any organization yet for my makeup. I left behind a lot, but I left behind a lot of my organizers and all of the things. Like I need to figure out what it is I'm trying to do, but also at the same time, I am planning to do a video chatting about like why I chose Vegas and, you know, and like how long I'm staying here and, you know, all of those things. I am planning to do a video on that because I've obviously been getting a ton of questions. But I do plan to have where I am now just be temporary. So I'm planning to only be in this space for a year, which, you know, is still a long time, but at the same time, I don't want to be buying a ton for a space that I don't see myself being in long term, if that makes sense. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do, and I feel like that's kind of like throwing me through a loop a little bit, because I don't want to spend a ton of money and then move and then have to redo things, because that's kind of what I just did, and that hurts. Anyways, though, the product coming in at number 7 is the Dr. Jart color corrector. So I purchased a mini from Sephora and it was $19. There's also a full size that I believe is in the 40s. I purchased this because I was seeing a bunch of people on TikTok rave about it, especially makeup artists, and people have been doing makeup for a very long time. They were saying like, this has been my like secret go-to product for years and years and years, and no one talks about it. And I was like, whoa, I've never seen anyone on YouTube talk about that product. But because it was getting so much hype on TikTok, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it out. So it is a green cream, and kind of, you know, one of the points of it is that it's supposed to counteract redness. Well, as someone who's been dealing with hormonal acne and has a lot of hyperpigmentation and scarring left over, a lot of times I have a lot of redness on my face. So I was like, I think that could be really great for me. It also has SPF in there. I believe it's SPF 20. I was like, well, let me just get the mini to try it out. It's one of those products that when I first used it, I think I thought it would be like such a game changer. Like I would notice such a huge difference. I'd be like, whoa, like, wow, I'm so happy I got this. I can't believe like my redness is so tamed. And I was like, okay, I mean like maybe a little bit, but I still feel like I would have to use my spot concealer. Like I was like, I'm not really sure I saw a big enough difference. It is also a little bit on like the slicker side, I'll say, and since I do have oily skin, I felt like a lot of products that I was pairing with it, I was showing more oils quicker than I normally would with some of those products. So it's one of those that it's like, it's fine, and I might use it like here and there, especially if I just want to do like a really light coverage day and just do some concealer and powder. I could use that underneath as my primer and it would be fine. But it's also like, once I realized I couldn't find it, I wasn't like, I need to find this right now. Like there's a few products that I was like, I need to find this ASAP. And that one, I'm like, I mean, I know it's here somewhere. I know it's in one of the boxes somewhere. I just need to take more time to like go through each box and really take everything out. But I have like 27 of those boxes, okay? Like it's gonna be a hot second. And I'm like, you know, meh. Like the biggest thing I was mad about was that I couldn't show it in this video, but you know, I have the capability to add a photo, so it's okay. I'd be very curious if any of you have it or if you got it and what you think of it, because to me, it was like, all right. I have a collection from Colourpop. This is their Limoncello collection. So I have quite a few products on my face today. I have one of the blush sticks. This one is in Cottage Life. That is the blush I have on. I also have on the gloss in Italian Ice is this one. And then of course I do have the Limoncello palette on. So I do have a tutorial with this collection on my Instagram Reels also, where I use the blue because that's what I was drawn to right away. So this collection was sent over from Colourpop. And I have to say, like when I first saw this palette, I was like, this is cute. The yellow, I don't know, for some reason that particular tone of blue, I feel like if it was a lot of different tones of blue, I wouldn't have been so excited. But this one, I was like, okay, that's fun to me. So this collection, I like it. I like it. I wouldn't consider this like a standout collection from Colourpop by any means, but it's one where I kind of like, let me say this. I'm very surprised at how much I like the blush stick because I'm not normally into these, and I'm also not that much into cream blushes, but we all know things are changing. I actually think this is really pretty. Putting it on, I find it really easy to apply, really easy to blend out, really like it stays around. I actually really like this blush stick. After the first time I tried it and I was like, okay. Like I kept going back to it and I was like, really? That's kind of surprising. So I like the blush stick. I also really like the gloss. I think the gloss is a lot of fun. Again, this is Italian Ice. It is a mostly clear gloss. It has just like the tiny, like you have to look pretty closely. There's like just the tiniest little hint of like gold sparkle in here. I think it's a really pretty gloss. I do have it paired with, I think it's called So Happy, S-O-W, So Happy from Colourpop is the lip liner that I have on. So I would wear it with a lip liner. I wouldn't wear just a mostly clear gloss by itself. But I also really like the gloss. And I kind of, like I've reached for those more than I've reached for a Limoncello, the actual palette. Like, kind of surprised me a little bit. I don't think it's a bad palette. I feel like the mattes are really easy to use. I went in with those 3 mattes first and I was like, kind of just want to leave my look like this. But I went ahead and added the easy peasy. And I mean, the palette is easy to use. I feel like it's the really nice Colourpop formula. Sometimes I feel like their formula can kind of switch around, but I like the way that my eyes look. I feel like it's been an easy palette to use. It's just, I don't know, to me it's not necessarily like a standout collection from them, but sometimes I feel like it's so hard for Colourpop to have a standout collection because they come out with so many right on top of each other that it's like we're always just moving to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. But I thought this one was pretty good. Next up, I remember there was something else I wanted to say in the beginning. I was pretty sure that I was like, did I have anything else to say? And then I couldn't. So it wasn't my last Sephora haul, but the Sephora haul before that. I feel like it keeps looking like I'm naked. I am not. I'm not. I have a shirt on. It's my hair so long you can't tell. I did a Sephora haul a couple months back and I am reviewing all of the products in here. So normally I would do a Sephora follow-up separately and I would review all of the products. But this month for my makeup monthly, because my stuff was in storage starting April 2nd, and you know, I didn't have a lot of the products to be able to try out. And then especially with traveling, like I didn't wear makeup for like 10 days or something like that. You know, I haven't been able to try out some of the newer products that I have as consistently to be able to put them in a review video. So when I was going through all the products that I've tried and I realized everything was from that Sephora haul video, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it on the makeup monthly. Otherwise, I'd only have like 3 things to talk about. So I'll link that Sephora video down below if you want to see the original haul. But I did purchase this brow pencil in there. This is from Huda Beauty and this is the Balm Brows Pencil. Oh. Apparently I just stopped writing down the prices on my list. That's nice. I want to say this one was like $18 or $21. Neither one of those was right. It's $17. $17 for this. Okay, anyways, so this is one, I like it. I think that's pretty good. I don't know if it's one though that I would be like, I need to go repurchase this once I'm all the way done with it. I was just like, okay. It does have a like super, like I don't even think you'll be able to see that, like a super precise pencil. And I do like precise pencils, but sometimes I want them to be like just a tad bit thicker than this. At the same time, it kind of reminds me of the Hourglass, like their microfine pencil, except that one, for whatever reason, I felt like it took me so long to do my brows. I never reached for that brow pencil. Whereas this one, I thought the same thing right off the bat. I was like, this is gonna take me forever. And it really doesn't. I don't quite understand that because I thought that would be the case. I got the shade Light Brown. I don't think it's my best shade match. I don't think what I have Soft Brown and the LA Girl on today. I don't think that's the best shade. Sometimes it's so hard to match your brows. It does have the spoolie on the other side, but like I said, I think it's fine. I'm sure that I'll probably use it all the way up. I just don't know if it'd be one that I'm like, I have to go repurchase that. I did mention 2 other drugstore brow pencils though in that drugstore video. If you haven't seen it, drugstore videos do not do as well on my channel, which is so interesting to me because sometimes, every once in a while, you know, I'll get a comment from someone like, you mostly do high end, and I'm like, it's because my drugstore videos really don't do that well. I try to incorporate them in every once in a while and, you know, make sure that I'm continually like trying and reviewing drugstore makeup, but like full dedicated drugstore videos, like, they just don't get a lot of love over here. Next up, also a product that I purchased in my Sephora haul. This is from LYS, and this is their No Limits Matte Bronzer. I got the shade Medium. It is the bronzer that I have on today. I just wanted to wear it again because I mean, I'd worn it a handful of times, but I was like, I just, you know, we were separated for a while. I was like, let's just come back and try it again. And I still like it. I did put it in my Sephora recommendations because I know a lot of people have really been curious about the LYS brand. They're a newer brand, new at Sephora, and the bronzer is $18. I think that it's a good bronzer. Like I'll use it. It's not like the most blendable bronzer I've ever used, but I also don't have issues blending it out. I think the color match is pretty good for me. It's just, I love bronzers. I love bronzers so much, and it's just one of those that I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be one of my favorite bronzers, like one of like my top tier, top shelf bronzers, but it's still nice. Like it's still a good one. I don't really have anything negative to say about it. The packaging kind of throws me off a little bit. It is a little bit harder to like store, and sometimes when I open it, I'm like, I feel like awkward, but you know, it has a mirror in it, which I like, and like it's good. Like it's a good bronzer. I just don't think it's gonna be a favorite. Coming in at number 3, I have from Urban Decay. This is their Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. These are all the rage right now. I am gonna try to get a video up as quickly as I can where I'm probably gonna be ranking, to be honest, probably gonna be ranking all of the different skin tints. I really do like this one from Urban Decay. We're getting into like 3 and 2. I really like them. 1 was like a standout product to me, but I really did like this one. So I got the shade 41 or light medium. It's a little bit dark on me right now, but we're hitting like high 90s here in Vegas, and I'm trying so hard with my SPF, but I feel like 41 might be working out for me pretty well soon here. But I like this one. It does definitely give a glow, and because I do have more oily skin, I immediately was like, oh no, like is this gonna be too glowy on me? But I typically do always powder my foundation because of being more oily, and so a lot of times with this one I just try to use a loose powder. I really like the one from Lawless, Milk Makeup. I mean, there's a lot of really good loose powders. Pat McGrath has a good one, and so I just usually loose powder, and then I'm pretty good. You know, if I am wearing it for a long period of time, I will want to powder again, but it doesn't break up on me. It doesn't start to do anything weird like that on my skin. I feel like it really stays in place, and it just, I like the coverage because it is more of that light medium, and it's like my skin, but better, a little fresher, a little glowier. I've been really happy with this one. This one was $29. All right, coming in at number 2, this is another product that I purchased. I did purchase the Urban Decay in my Sephora haul. I also purchased this next one, and when I recommended this in my Sephora recommendations for the spring sale, I was just so surprised that this one worked out so well for me, but this is from Danessa Myricks, and this is the Color Fix Glazes, the Longwear Gloss for eyes, lips, and cheeks, and this is in the shade Cupcake. So this is a liquid formula. This is more of a mauve shade, and you can wear it as a blush, you can wear it as an eyeshadow, you can wear it as a lip product. I bought this specifically because I wanted another liquid or cream blush, because I don't know why. So I've been wearing it as a blush, and as I was getting ready today, you know, I was like, oh, I want to use a lot of the products that I'm going to be reviewing so you can see them on my face. And I've used this one so much from Danessa Myricks. I was like, I think I can use the Colourpop one instead, because it's like, I've worn this. Like, I've worn this. I have like demos and tutorials on it here on YouTube and on my Instagram reels. Like, I know what's up with this one. It's just so easy to use, and I find myself reaching more for cream blushes versus a liquid blush, because I find liquid just harder to use. Again, I'm just more of a powder girl, but this is so easy to use even with my fingers. I don't always like to apply with my fingers, but it's just so easy to tap it out with my fingers, and there it is. Looks great. It doesn't pick up my foundation. It doesn't move any of my other makeup products around, and it really is long wearing, and it gives me such a beautiful mauve flush. I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised at how much I like this one, and this one retailed for $18. Before we jump into the top product, this is where I normally do a creator shout out. I've been doing this for years now on my channel, where every month I shout out another creator who I've really been enjoying their videos, or just them in general, or all of the things. This month I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I just wanted to shout out the Sam Squad. Wanted to shout out all of you and just take a moment to say thank you. I feel like I've said thank you a lot, but I just really wanted to like make sure everybody knows how appreciative I have been. Not only the past few weeks since I have talked about everything, but even over the past year, the past several months, as I've tried to handle everything behind the scenes and still show up to YouTube every day, or all of the other platforms every day, and, you know, smile and try to inspire you and try to chat about makeup and just everything. I just really appreciate it so much. Aries gets really upset when I cry. It's okay. I'm happy. We're happy, queen. So I'm gonna try not to, otherwise she's just gonna keep getting more upset. But yeah, I just really wanted to say thank you. I have been completely flooded with messages everywhere, emails, DMs, YouTube comments, just absolutely everywhere. I've been flooded with messages, and I've been trying to respond and read all of them, and I just really appreciate it so much. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted that to be my shout out for the month, because I'm just very grateful that during a time where I think it would be normal to feel very alone and very lonely, I truly do feel the opposite of that. I feel the love every day. I feel supported every day. I feel like it's Aries. Yo, I see you, queen. That was Aries getting off the chair because she doesn't like when I cry. Thank you, girl. You're so sweet. Really like feel the opposite of that. I really do. So I just wanted to say thank you. I wanted to give all of you a shout out, and just that I appreciate it so much. All right, I feel like my chest is gonna get gonna be pretty red, but let's move on to the final product. That is a mascara and a drugstore. I feel like I reviewed mostly high-end in this video, including, it's just so funny because the product coming in at number 9 was, yes, the most expensive, and the product coming in at number 1 is the most affordable. This was mentioned in my drugstore video. This is from Wet n Wild. It is their Big Poppa Mascara. The heck? This retails for like $5 or $6. I should have it written down on my sheet. This retails for $6. Like, I think that this is a really nice mascara. I've just been super impressed with it. It definitely makes my lashes thicker and longer, but it doesn't transfer on me. That's the biggest thing that I always have an issue with mascaras, and this one I can wear all day long. I've worn it several times being here in Vegas. The other day, whoo, it got real hot the other day. I got in my car and I was like, ah, ooh, ah. I'm gonna have to like put beach towels down or something so I don't like get burns on my legs, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I would like to formally say that that is not a complaint. It is just an observation. But I've been wearing it several days here in Vegas in this heat and it's not melting onto my face, which I greatly appreciate. So I've been really enjoying this one from Wet n Wild. I think it's fantastic. So those are all of the products that I've been trying out the last month or so, from number 9 to number 1. I hope that you enjoyed hearing my ranking style for this one. Like I said, I do have one book to share with you, but if you're not interested in the book and this is where you end, I thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next one. But if you do want to hear about the 5-star book review that I had for this month over on my blog, let's jump into that. So if you didn't know, I am also a book blogger. My blog is chicletplus.com. I've had that since 2009, so I do get to review books over there. The month of April, I did have a 5-star book, which is the highest that you can review on Amazon, and that is Under the Southern Sky, and that is by Kristy, Woodson, Harvey. So Kristy, Woodson, Harvey, I have been a fan of hers for such a long time. I first found her with her Peachtree Bluff series, which I would highly recommend. So when she was coming out with this one, which is not a part of that series, but when she was coming out with this one, I was very excited for it, and I actually also got to interview her for my podcast, which is Start Inspired, so I can link the podcast in the description box also, along with the book and my review. And I was so excited to chat with her because, like I said, she's just been, you know, someone that I've looked up to in the book world for such a long time. So to be able to just have like a relaxed conversation, you know, at one point we were talking about Bridgerton. Of course, to also talk about her publishing journey, and then Under the Southern Sky, because this was a book that was very interesting to me because it handled topics of infertility and surrogacy and eggs and embryos, and that was I'll say that it's interesting to me that I feel like more and more books in the fiction world are starting to cover topics such as infertility. And I am someone who was born via a sperm donor, or was conceived via a sperm donor, and that is a topic I have not seen really heavily dominant in the publishing world and the fiction world for many years. I mean, it's one of those topics that really I don't feel like has gotten talked about a whole lot in years past, and I feel like more and more, especially with, you know, the surge of social media and more people talking about their lives and becoming bloggers and influencers, just normal people talking about the normal things that they go through, then it's becoming, I'm not going to say more popular, but it's becoming more talked about and just more well known. So it's been really interesting to see it come more into the fiction world. I have another book that I'll be reviewing soon that handles the same topic. This one I thought was even more interesting because often we are getting it from the female point of view, the female who cannot have children or isn't with a man to have a child, so you know, decides to go about it her own way. This, we're actually getting it from the male perspective. That is what I thought was really interesting. So we follow Parker, whose wife Greer has passed away. But before she passed away, they had created embryos from him and her. And so now she has passed away, and he still has these frozen embryos and has to decide what to do with them. And he decides that he still wants to go through with it. He wants to be a single dad. He wants to have, you know, still a part of his late wife in his children. And I just thought that is so interesting to me because even in my real life, I, you know, unfortunately now know people who have, you know, talked publicly about their infertility struggles. I've never once had a man say that he wants to be a single father or he wants children so badly he's just going to go ahead and find someone, you know, go through the files and find a woman that can, you know, be a part of creating this child with him. So I was like, okay. It really intrigued me right off the bat because I just felt like it was so different. And then we have a third player in the story who is Amelia, who is one of Parker's friends, you know, from childhood. And she's actually writing, she's a journalist, and she's writing a story about what happens with these embryos when there's nothing to do with them. And so that's kind of how she reconnects with Parker. And then we just, you know, kind of get their intersected story. And I mean, there were several times where it was like you thought it was going one way and then it kind of veered another way, and then you were like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna happen, and then something else happens. And I just appreciated that so much. And you really get it behind the scenes. You get to read Greer's journal entries. So Parker's late wife, you get to read her journal entries and see what she was thinking as she was going through cancer, and knowing that she was about to die at a very young age. And I just thought the whole book was so good, so well written, very character driven. It'll make you very emotional. I mean, I cried many times during the book, but it's also just so thought-provoking. I feel like I've been talking for a long time about this book because I truly think that it's so thought-provoking. I really wanted this book to be my next selection for my book club. So I do have YouTube memberships, and in the there's different levels with them. All levels get one exclusive video from me a month. This month it was on my favorite podcast because that was a pretty easy one for me to film while I was doing this. Usually people vote for it, but everyone voted on I could do whatever I wanted, which was very, very kind of my members to do that. And then the second and third tiers also do get a live chat with me every month over Zoom. One month it's just like a chill hangout, and then every other month is actually a book club where we all read the same book and then we talk about it in that month's live. And I really wanted the May book club to be this book, but the book wasn't being released. I can't think of what the actual launch date was. I was able to read it early because of my blog and because I was interviewing Kristy, but I was like, ooh, I don't know if people are gonna have enough time to read it. So I was super sad about that, but I am planning, like, this is probably gonna be the next book club pick. So just throwing it out there at you guys, because I just find it so fascinating. I feel like I could keep talking about it, but I think it's one where it'd be really interesting to hear other people's feedback and their perspective and how they took the characters and the situations. So I highly recommend it. I highly recommend Kristy, Woodson, Harvey. Right, we're done. That is it for today's video. That is my makeup monthly for the month of April. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I'll link all of the products down below. Let me know what you thought of this video and all of my picks. Other than that, if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video.